Mukwa.
Hey, Mokwa.
How are you doing?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Finally, we've been talking about this for months.
Finally, we leave the chat.
We're finally out of the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Carol. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. Happy to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. Thanks for
Yes.
coming to Hey Mukwa.
Thank you for having
But
me.
is it Carol? Is it Carol? Is it Caroline?
Yeah.
You know, there's a time we were out and then you were like, no,
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
Caroline.
really?
Yeah, you were very particular with the pronunciation. Are you that kind of person
Yes.
who's like, you stick to the kind of way your name should be pronounced?
You know, when I was little, I thought it was Caroline.
okay.
Because that's everyone is like Caroline, Caroline. And I
Or
know
Caroline.
there's each family has like a Caroline in there. It's a very common name. So it was Caroline. Then one day, my dad had to sign some documents for me. I think it was just to let me go do something. So I was like, oh, you have to sign here and whatever. And he reads and he's like, but this is not your name. I was like, as in? It's Caroline. He's like, no, it's Karolyn.
Interesting.
Ask mommy to show you your birth certificate. From that day, I was like, listen,
Caroline.
But I like it when someone says it in full.
Okay.
I'm the Carol. It's like when someone says Karolyn, I pay attention. Yeah.
So the Kash, where does the Kash come from?
Kashajire.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
where
a
you
family name.
From?
I'm from Kabale.
Okay.
Kabale, Muchiga girl. Yeah, so Kashajiro was my grandfather's name, his father, and then my father. So it's not particularly mine, because I'm Ninsima Karolyn Claire.
Okay.
But I felt I would carry it with me. I don't know, just like, you know, when you have a name attached to you and you have a responsibility for it, you know, so it just keeps me in check when I know I always have my dad's name with me.
Interesting. I would have never guessed. I thought Kash is one of those things. You know, there's a
Right.
time on social media when everybody was channeling their alter ego and, you know, they came up with something. So it's interesting that you
Right.
have Kashugiri.
No,
You
it's
said
very
Kashugiri,
much
right?
Kashajiri.
Kashajiri.
Yes.
Kavuma, we're KKs, double Ks. I love it for us.
Let's do it.
Doing big things in the content space. I've been seeing what you're doing.
Trying my best.
I can see that. When did you start this journey of content creation?
I like to say that I started it like 3 years ago officially. Officially, when you start earning money,
Okay.
that's when I start to count it. So it was like 3 years. But if I'm to say before, honestly, I was playing in things. I didn't even have like that thing of like, oh, I want to be an influencer. Nothing. It was just I just wanted to post things on the internet. So did a lot of 9 to 5s. But I realized this is just not my calling. I just don't feel like it's something that gives me that reason to get up in the morning. So COVID happened. Then I joined Prestige, stunning for 2 years. And
Did
I
amazing at that, actually.
Thank you.
You play a good villain. I should say, yeah.
I did. So I feel like Prestige gave me that confidence a bit that I was missing when I was trying to figure out content in the beginning. Yeah, and also playing that character really helped me get me out of my comfort zone. So when I leave acting, I'm like, what's next? I'm like, let's give this content thing another try. But then I came to it with another attitude, let me say. And when I just went straight with it, not caring, just simply living my truth, I thrived.
You're doing amazing. I think the first time I did see your page, I was like, who's this girl? There's something special about her.
Right.
And it's because we don't have, I'm sure there's lots of, you know, other females in your end that are doing what you're doing, but
Truly.
it goes back to the storytelling and, you know, how you take us through your day. And for me, it's, you don't get that every day. And to see someone take you throughout their day, usually it's the Get Ready With Me's, they're very, it's
Very tired.
so saturated. Everyone is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So you getting into the game at which time frame is this again? 2020,
I would
2021?
say 2020, the end of 2022.
Getting into
And
23.
Yeah.
So this is when you actually start getting reached out with brands and stuff.
Yes, 2023 was a crazy year for me, by the way. I think that's when I really blew up in a sense.
Which
I won
platform to be particular?
Instagram.
Instagram.
TikTok,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Instagram was my first, but Instagram does take a minute to grow.
surely
you know?
does, it surely
takes
does.
patience. It takes a while because I feel people who follow you on Instagram follow you because you're you. TikTok, it could be anyone. I mean, you could post
Personality.
something, go to sleep, wake up, and you're at just like that.
Even a
So-
dog can blow up.
Even a dog can blow up. So it's easy to blow up on TikTok. That's why I guess I respect Instagram more because I really respect the hard work people put in. Yeah. So 2023 was crazy. I won my first 2 awards in 2023 in the span of like the same month.
Quick things.
It was nuts, yeah. So it was really, really good. And like when you get recognized a bit in that way, you're like, oh, I'm
It's a
doing
push,
something.
yeah.
I'm doing something right. So let me proceed with that.
Speaking of going viral, you have gone viral for some quite interesting things, yes?
things.
And again, I think what we were trying to hint on early on as the discussion did start
Yeah.
is your style of storytelling. I don't even want to call it influencing because I feel like that word has been overly misused in
I
our
think so
Ugandan
too.
market.
Yeah.
But people are not used to not good reviews.
Yes.
And you are painted a certain way if you actually are like, hey, I wasn't feeling this, or
Yeah.
people are often branded as, bad people who are ruining people's businesses.
That's
So you have gotten a taste of that.
I have.
How has that been so far?
I think it also stems from the kind of content I consume, because even as content creators,
Yes.
as influencers, we also we get inspired from other channels and whatever. I would say I get a lot of my inspo from creatives who have been in the business forever, and these are like, I would say, international, so to speak. So I watch them a lot on YouTube, and I just I love how honest they are in the work that they do. And I realize in Uganda we are not really at a point where, because it's okay to have a difference. It's okay if you liked a sport, I didn't like it. It's okay, you know. I feel we are all riding the same wave of, as long as you're an influencer, you've been hired, you should say yes, 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 yes. You can, but sometimes things might not particularly mash up, which doesn't mean that you're going to go and blast someone on radio, not, but it's more so like, this is what I tried. It didn't really come out the way I expected, but this is how we're going to deal with it. That sort of angle. And I feel it's like perspective, you know?
Also, do you feel like Ugandans are just too used to, hiring influencers or creators to just give positive feedback?
Yes.
It doesn't make sense. It's not realistic.
It's not realistic. And I feel, even now, this is something I learned much later after the drama going on and all that stuff. I realized I had to work with people who I align with. So if I come and say, oh, we're going to work together, great. It's like, do we share the same values? Because me, I'm the type of creator who, like, I'm very honest with my community. So I need to have my voice. But we are working hand in hand together, So those are the kind of gigs, let me say, that I look for now. I don't look for someone saying, I paid you, so you're going to say it's fantastic, even you seeing that it is not. Because I did have that experience with a business once, and I sent her pictures, like close-ups, literally, like, please look at this. This is so... She's like, no, but you have to say... I'm like, no, I don't have to say anything. I have to say exactly as it is. But it's very, when you watch it, I feel with an objective mind, then you can see what I'm trying to communicate. I feel like we are a community that is, let's react now, understand later. You know what I mean? And yet you could see something and be like, I kind of see where she was going with this. Like, I understand that, because you're seeing it with an objective mind. But it's like, the masses say this, I'm also going with the masses.
Also, your community that you have built for quite some time needs
Yeah.
to see that you're quite authentic, and it's not,
Right.
you're not a yes man, or, everything is a green light of sorts.
Exactly.
Diving deep into the scandals, there was a comparison that went viral. Actually, there's two scandals, low key.
Yes.
How do you deal with that? Because you don't see that often where, I know we're all in the game, and this cuts across even just from creators in general.
Yeah.
There is always going to be comparison. This cuts across with
Always.
restaurants, every other business. So to see what happened between you and that lady
Yeah.
was quite a twist that we had never seen in our Ugandan market. How did you deal with that? Because the heat was heating, if I should say.
The heat was hitting. The heat was, ooh, child.
It was deep.
It was deep. And let me tell you something, by the way, Eve. When that, I put out a post, meanwhile, it's still up because I stand by what I post. When I put something out on social, it will stay there. It will stay there because I was in that mindset to put that out. And I meant what I said when I put it out. And I felt if you watched that particular clip, which had no names mentioned, you'd be like, because it would also, if you're a creator or you're trying to come up as a creator, it's something that you would give you a bit of food for thought. Because I'm trying to say, like, okay, if we are mimicking each other in a way, then what's unique about us? And yet the point of having these different creatives in that space is so each of us have our own voices. But if I say, oh, I'm going through, because a lot of my work is on experience. So if I say, okay, I started juicing, let me say, or I started going to therapy the other week, or are you going to start doing content same as I am? Because me, I'm on a journey. It's not yours. So it was just that thing of like, let's learn to kind of, first of all, know who we are. And then cultivate that, because I feel whatever it is you want to put out that you feel, there's at least one person who's going to watch that and be like, oh my God, I relate. You know, at least one person. I just don't understand the mimic a lot of the times. So yeah, the post was put out. The hit
was something.
hitting.
But I also feel like sometimes, I don't want to call them fans per se, let's call them community, tend to put people against each other if that was not the intent.
Right. That was not the intent, because when that post came out, like I said, no names were stated. It was the
Speculation from the community.
speculation. Oh, I know who that is. Oh my God, finally someone said something. Oh, I did. But I'm like, but that's them thinking now. That has nothing to do with me. So clapbacks came after that. I heard. I've never seen any of the clapbacks, and I guess that's why, in a way, it shielded me, my energy a bit, because ignorance is bliss. I can't react to what I haven't seen. But I saw it in a sense of, if those clapbacks, then maybe are for the people who mentioned the name, because that was not mentioned on my end. So I just decided to be like, at the end of the day, if you don't have my number, then you don't know me well enough to have beef with me. So that's how I see it.
So she doesn't exist in your world.
Literally.
Is that what we're saying? Okay.
There's nothing.
So these brands, I don't know. Do you feel, if we're speaking about brands and how they single-handedly select individuals to represent, you know, what they're trying to, you know, the campaign they're pushing for, what's your take on that? Do you feel like, look, I'm going to speak for the local Ugandan market.
Yeah.
Are people looking at numbers, or are people looking for just a flashy thing? Because those are two different things. You could have the numbers, but do you relate to the brand that you're trying to represent is one thing.
Yeah, a lot of these brand deals, whatever, they are very mismatched. I feel they are very mismatched, because if you're trying, and that's the thing, if you're in it for the right reasons, then you're looking for someone who understands whatever it is you put out. I feel a lot of this is like, who is, I can't say it in Luganda because my Luganda sucks.
Try.
But you know when they say Yagwali, but those things of like, you're the one who is popping. That's like, now we need that one. But we don't look at it long term. We're like, one for now, like the kalango, whatever it is, and we kind of don't look at things for long. And I think that's where we fail.
Does this go back to the agencies, or because I feel like brands don't work directly with, you know, like the huge brands cannot directly reach out to Karolyn. It depends.
Yeah, it depends.
It might work, but locally here for our agencies, what has been your experience? Because I know you've had your fair share of agents and agencies.
My experience with agencies has been it has been terrible. Honestly, it has been terrible. I was approached by a brand once, and this was when I was as if starting out, but not really. But you know, I was somewhere. And they approached me to influence for something. And I was like, oh, very interested. Let's make this happen. And I genuinely liked what I was trying to put out. And I was consuming what I was trying to put out. But I don't know, just usually it's not even the brand themselves. It is
the middleman. Let's call him the middleman.
It's the middleman. Because tell me why I'm sitting with a brand manager at this office, and yeah, she said something of you know, this is what we are going to pay you, whatever. I was like, okay. And she's like, suddenly she just started whispering.
Why?
So she writes a number. She's like, you know, okay, let me say if it's like 2.5.
Okay.
So she'll add she will make it 3. So every time you get paid, this will be, you will send it to me.
So this is like the extra 500K.
Yes.
Woo.
No, for real. So it was like every time I was paid, it was like, But then
She wasn't
these guys
playing.
know I'm earning this
Yes.
money. You know what I mean? And that was like my first, but I didn't think it was a bad thing. Me, I genuinely thought, someone, is here. They'll always keep me in the system to always give me work. That's how I saw it. But it was when I kind of spoke to other creatives and I realized, oh, that's some foul play, man. Like, that was your experience? Oh, mine was nuts. And then, like, because people, like, we talk. And then they told me theirs and it was crazy. And I'm like, this cannot be happening. What is this? And yet this is genuinely how you get the decent jobs through these agencies, because they could bring brands that are coming from elsewhere. And because they're coming in Kampala for the first time, they always go through agencies to approach us. It's never, let's get Karolyn's number and give her a call. So it just was so sad. I don't know what the system is now. I heard it changed. I don't know. But yeah.
I think it only depends with particular agencies and people just being greedy, because
That's
I would
true.
like to believe if you've brokered a very good deal for me and I will, like we call it in Kampala, akasimo or aka thank you.
Yeah.
But also it will be a
But
one-off, not a monthly thing.
It's
like,
a one-off. And
yeah.
It's like if over in your gut day,
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, oh, Bambi, thank you.
Yeah.
Like some airtime.
I should be the one to
whatever.
think about it. Don't make me
Thank
think
you.
about it. Yeah.
But it's not like you owe me. Hello? I'm just like, what is happening? So I don't know. Yeah.
Diving more deep into that, you have experienced something wilder than that. Getting into a deal situation where someone was trying to be a little bit more than they should have been.
I will just keep it at that for now.
Mm.
I will keep it at that. But I will say that it's sometimes with then I think it's just individuals within these agencies. You know what I mean? Because you cannot blame the entire structure. Maybe they're just individuals in there that are a bit off. But that entitlement of, oh, like me, I'm owed this because I called you and these things, and like if you don't, sometimes you can get blacklisted. You're just not hearing yourself getting gigs anymore or whatever. Yeah, it happens.
Just because someone wanted you in a way that they didn't get away with, and
Yes.
then they, blacklist you.
100%.
Have you been blacklisted before?
I don't know.
Anyway, how would you know?
How would you know?
Yeah, campaigns happen and you just don't. You see everyone else getting it, and
You
you're
just
like,
not. You're like, oh,
what's happening?
wait.
Do you have the fear of being perceived as complicated? I mean, I've had my fair share of being perceived as complicated in the industry, where like, something comes in and you always ask if there's a budget. And my thing is, where we are right now in this big
yeah.
2025,
Right.
people expect us to work for free. Like, what are we doing?
That's just bizarre to me.
It doesn't make sense, because
It's the work for free or work for product.
what are we doing?
Yeah.
What am I
This
going to do
economy.
with 10 bottles of lotion? Like, it doesn't quite make sense.
But no, it's a respect thing, honestly. If you respect what I do, then you will approach me accordingly. And even you asking, like, what's the budget? That is a very steady question.
Yeah.
Like it allows me to know what you have on that end. Then we can see what we can do, or can we compromise, or like, you know what, maybe perhaps in the future. You know what I mean? But
What are some of those expectations that brands have with creators that you feel like are a bit outrageous? If we're breaking it down to scope of work, to what have you seen, to anyone out there who's probably thinking about, channeling into content creation and they're a big fan of yours or part of your community,
Yeah.
what are some of those things that you feel do not quite make sense, especially with the scope of work?
well, I will say two things. I think I will say the deliverables. The deliverables
Don't quite
themselves
match up to the
don't
budget.
match the budget. It's like, what you want how many videos, and then it's like, yeah, and then now we want a static post in between. It's just like, what
What are we doing?
But in the past, when that used to happen, I'll be like, let me tell you what I can do for you with that budget. So I would adjust it on my end and be like, but this is what it does. It doesn't do these 8 videos you presented to me, as in. So it's that, and then it's also, oh gosh, I feel like it has escaped my mind. The ownership of content. I find that's also, sometimes it doesn't match the budget. And I had a conversation with a friend, and I was telling her about something that had happened. I had worked with a brand very, very early on, and we did 3 clips together, whatever. But then, we finished. They were very successful, and then I pushed forward. So I think 2 years had passed. And then one day I see a sponsored post
Of work you did a while back.
Work I did like 2 years ago. So because I had, let me say, this gentleman's agreement with this man, and he seemed like a reasonable guy. So I was like, oh, I'll just have a convo with him. I'm sure he'll understand. So I was like, hey, I'm just noticing that you have put up a post that we did a while back. Like, you literally had a year to use it. And like, so I think that it's fair play that we completely cut this off. And he was like, well, right now I'm traveling. Maybe let me get back to you. I think it was like a Thursday. It's like, let me get back to you on Monday. I was like, no, but it just takes you to delete it now. That's it. But I guess they had sponsored it for a number of days and they kind of wanted it to run
out,
days,
yes.
up until Monday. I'm told it was taken down, great. But then when I was speaking to this friend of mine, she said, but I don't understand it, Carol. I mean, so what if they use it again? Like, I don't get it. I'm like, yeah, but also, this was like years ago. My following is very different right now. If they saw a sponsored post, they could still be like, oh, wait, this is, what's she talking about again? Some products on stretch marks and stuff. Like, oh, do you know what I mean? Like, it still does give you a bit of coverage, I find. But this is a business you left, but then they are still making money using your face. That's how I see it.
Okay. Yeah. Bring it down locally back here to Kampala again. I don't like to speak for other markets because we represent this current one. Ugandan brands I would love to know your take on Ugandan brands that have pages that are private and people who constantly keep asking customers to DM for prices. Why are we asking you? Because oftentimes you see, and this cuts across, I've seen it happen so many times. Restaurants, retail. Yeah, like you would see a random post pop up on TikTok.
Yeah.
And recently, actually, like maybe 4 days ago, I saw a restaurant post a food platter, like a sharing food family platter. And everyone in the comment section is excited. They're like, how much, please, how much? And admin that runs the page keeps saying DM or send on this WhatsApp number to find out the price. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we making it so hard? Like,
and
it's easy
TikTok,
for you.
When you put a number in the comment section, like by the time I look at that, because you can't paste it.
You can, but this cuts across all platforms, not just, I've seen people who sell clothes DM for prices. Why are we asking clients to DM for prices? Simply, why do you even have a page to start with if you can't put the prices up? Why do you think people are very weird or gatekeeping on prices? Is it a fear of like, if Carol has a sports or loungewear store, she's going to come and compare her rates with my sportswear show lounge?
Wait, is that how you see it?
That's how I'm seeing it. Is it a comparison of rates to see if I'm selling more or less?
Now you see it like that. Me, I see it in a sense of the prices are not stable. So they're
still doing a market research of sorts.
Maybe they're telling me 120. So that's why
I've actually seen someone say that, like,
and
why aren't you responding?
Literally,
wow.
Recently, say, Cara, these guys. I was like, which guys? Like, this guy. And they are known. And he was like, I mean, I called them to find out. They're telling me this price. And then my friend called them. They gave her a different price.
Kidding.
So I think it's the prices just be jumping like this.
I mean, for clothes, it does make sense. But for food as a restaurant,
food is unreal.
It doesn't quite make sense why DM for prices. They do it.
That's beyond my understanding.
I am telling you, it's crazy. It's wild.
Wow.
And you know how, like, usually with highlights, sometimes if, for a well set up restaurant page, I think highlights should have the menus or a link to the menus.
Actually, really organized restaurants have that. They have the highlights, the menus, and the menus have the prices.
Exactly.
So that's perfect. But
why are we gatekeeping prices?
I really
is
want
what
to
I don't
go those
understand.
Restaurants with like
DM for prices. Like, can we stop this in 2025? What are we doing?
And also, when you share the price, even with someone in the comment section, because if I don't see the price on the item, I'll just go to the comments. If I see a business that just has how much, next, I don't bother, because that means you don't respond to people.
Exactly.
Right.
Have you ever been reached out to a brand that did not align with your kind of style, but you were broke or you needed a quick buck and you were like, you know what, I am going to lie to my community because I need to buy those shoes. I've been eyeing that wig for a minute. Because I often feel like we as creators, sometimes we are in fixes. You need a quick buck or something that's coming up and you need to look a certain way, but then you take on a gig that you know does not align with your brand.
Right.
And you feel like you're lying to your community. Please be honest. Have you been in such a space before?
You know, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, but
if I haven't taken a gig where I would be lying to my audience.
Okay, but let's
I
not
have
say
not.
lie per se.
Okay,
But you read the email and you're like,
you're like,
oh, here we go. But I need the money. But you know,
I have earlier on I have taken gigs where it's like,
yeah,
check is check.
a check is a check.
A check is a check.
Yeah, you
but
need to
I've
make it
not
happen.
taken it because maybe usually I don't charge that price.
Okay.
But
Or it's a one-off.
Yeah, it's
of
a
sorts,
one-off,
yeah.
and especially when it's like campaigns that are it's just for the month. Those I'm like we can work something out. But if it's like long, it depends. It depends because the thing is when they give you these deliverables and you have taken this thing because just it's a check. You don't want to take on something where the work is too much.
Exactly.
And you start to feel that like, oh my God, why did I? But there's some that are so easy. And the brand even tells you, listen, we just need like 20-second clips. Like, that's easy.
I live for those moments.
Yeah, the short ones, I'm like, oh, short and sweet, let's go. But depends.
I mean, we've all been there. I'm not going to lie.
There.
I'm not going to say it's misleading my community, but...
Yeah, the misleading part, I won't lie, never.
Yeah.
I don't completely, but I have taken, because maybe I usually charge this.
Yeah.
I'll just...
Let me compromise.
Because, yes, lower than what I'll usually charge, I'll take it.
I love the fact that you usually take us through your day and your entire journey. You are currently moving out at the age of... You're already disclosed on social media. Yes, 36! Congrats! Love that. You see, again, I have not seen anyone storytelling the way you are. And it's a beautiful thing. How did you sit down and you're like, hey, let me bring people along this journey.
Right.
And, all these amazing brands are reaching out as well and helping you through the process.
Yeah.
How is that feeling so far?
It's feeling awesome. I think.
Are you overwhelmed? Are you overstimulated in sorts?
Imagine I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not overwhelmed. I thought I would be. I thought I would be very, very anxious. I'm not.
Okay.
It has been just maybe because it's just like the beginning. But it's very chill and people have been great. When I did release that on TikTok, of course it's always the age thing that bothers people. And
Let's pause before we get into that.
I
Why now? Like, because let me tell you how I see it.
Okay.
You're a very beautiful woman who I would like to believe that there's no rush. You still have your mom's house.
I do.
She's not chasing you away.
She's not. If anything, she's like, why?
Why are you leaving? I am of the idea or understanding that you would make more sense if you were married off and then go to your man's house. But then again, being independent is not a bad thing.
That's very true.
So it's so many things that if you know how the economy is standing at the moment,
Right.
you have been so comfortable and now you're getting into a space where it's so many things. I get that. But then 36, man.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I know.
Let's dive into it.
Honestly, when did I first say it? I think it was last year. Last year on my 35th birthday,
Okay.
I said it. I was like, oh my God, officially, da-da-da. And then people went nuts. And the thing is, I don't know if people realize this, but our lives are ours.
Yes.
And there's no one writing
There's no manual.
invisible rules.
Exactly.
Somewhere that, you must do this, or you should. No one is writing those anywhere. And I feel when you do that, you start to put pressure on yourself a bit. And that's how I kind of see it. And the thing is, I am a Muchiga from the West. A lot of us, I don't know how other families are, but I'll speak for mine. Cousins and everything, every time they got married, they were got from home. So it was very strange if you, as a young lady at say 25 or something, like, oh my God, getting my own place. As in, Nozai, who is chasing you? You know what I mean? So that's kind of the environment I grew up in. But getting out of that and like meeting people from the outside, it's like, oh my God, really? You're still home at 27, Carol? Then I'm like, wait, is this a bad thing? Like, I'm so confused by this.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, it's the peer pressure. And the life is hard enough. The last thing I want to do is have strangers on the internet.
Dictate how you play
how I
out.
live my life, Because at the end of the day, I'm the one living it. So I feel
You write the script to your own story.
You write the script, yeah. So when I kind of look at it, it's from a very objective side of you. I'm just like, listen, do what you want to do, but they'll be fine.
It's a beautiful process, and the fact that you're taking us on this journey from step to step, it's beautiful. And like again, tapping more into people expecting you to play out things a certain way. Hey, change the game. You never know. We're gonna start seeing other people doing what you're doing. But are there any difficulties that you're facing so far? Coming from a space where it's very homely, it's warm. There's always a home cooked meal ready for you.
always
To
food
now going into
kitchen.
silence. I get that now you're looking forward. We were having a chat a couple of weeks ago, when you're like,
Yes.
you want to be able to have your own space to create and, take us through your day differently to how you were doing it in your mom's home.
True.
But there's going to be a bit of void. I would like to prepare you.
There's going to be a void.
And you don't cook, Carol, do you? Do you cook?
I cook.
Is it? You seem like a very order-in girl.
I swear I
Okay.
can make that matoke with like the banana.
You
peppers.
lie.
I can't.
You lie.
If
You're
I'm
such a
going to
girly
invite
girl.
you and I'll
Okay.
cook you a
And
meal.
I'm looking forward to it.
I want to invite you. And the thing is, the way I see it is that. Wait, what were we talking about? My mind has gone.
No, the moving and the cooking situation.
The moving and the cooking
Yeah.
situation. I think in a way I've been prepping for it because I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm quite a lone wolf.
Okay.
I go out a lot alone. I do a lot of solo dates alone.
I mean, it's
love
therapeutic.
It's therapeutic. And my sisters know this.
Okay.
They're like, Carol, Carol, I saw a picture. Where were you yesterday? I'm like, I went to this place. Who are you with? I was like, I was alone. Really? But Carol, you do a lot of those. I don't know. I feel like I'm very comfortable with this space, but I feel it will be like a balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Listen, I'm all for solo dates. I go to the movies alone. I go out to restaurants. So I
Yeah.
totally
And I've
relate.
seen a lot of like your pictures
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Half of the time
Very
it's just
nice.
me and my tripod, to be
Wow.
honest. Go out with my tripod, eat alone. People stare at me weirdly,
I
but
know.
I mean, it is what it is.
No, at this point I'm used to it. I'm
Yeah.
used to people staring now.
I'm used to, so I'm not quite used to it, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So as we're about to round up shortly, the Ugandan, content scene, the agencies, the market, do you think there's been a change ever since you joined? We've talked about all the bad stuff. Do you see
really
any growth? Do you see this going anywhere in the next, 3-4 years? Do we see creators like yourself being flown out by brands? I mean, I don't mean to brag. I've been flown out before. I've been flew out. I've been flew out. But we want to see more creators being flown out by
Yes, and
international brands.
recognized.
Yeah.
I would really love that. I feel like we have a long way to go, and that's the truth. There are a few that really are in it for the right reasons, and you can always tell when you see someone's piece of content. You can see the intention in it. So there are very few that I recognize and that I respect. I feel a lot of people are in it for the games and like the vibe energy, and I feel when you are in it in that way, you kind of hinder it for the ones who are in it for the right reasons, because it's like, a lot of brands sometimes do this thing where they compare with, but we worked with this person and they were cool with it.
That's
Can
the thing.
you be
That's
cool
the
with it?
thing.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, no, but I'm Karolyn, and that was, you know what I mean? It's like, why do we do that? We need to differentiate the two. Or it's like, we're saying Karolyn does this for, but then it's like, why can't, it's like, no, we are our own people in that way, and you should see it that. But anyway, I just feel we have a long way to go. It's like, if you're in it for the right reasons and you are sending in your red cards, be professional and act,
Stand your
right,
ground.
because when you do that, you're helping the one coming behind you. Otherwise, if it's like yes to everything, they're going to treat the next people the same
You're
way.
ruining business for all of us.
For all of us, you know what I mean? So yeah, we do have a long way to go, and I also find that a lot of creatives still don't know themselves. It's like, if you know who you are, then it will reflect in the work that you do. If you don't, then that's how even the mimicking starts. And like, I saw that a guy did a cute video like this. I'm also going to do as if similar, because I saw the viewership on that post. It's like, no, really, you do things because they make you happy. Yeah.
Okay. So to the girl or the guy out there who, because there's so many, I often get too many DMs for telling me, how do I start? How do I do this?
Yeah.
You've been doing this. To someone out there, to a new creator that's thinking of getting into the game, what are some of the do's and the don'ts?
Well, I will say, I hate to say, be authentic, be yourself.
Sounds...
It's relative,
Yeah.
to be fair, because I find that, and I don't know what your opinion is on this, but I find that even being authentic is an aesthetic in itself online.
there's
It's a
people lose.
character
Yes,
still.
yeah. It's not who you are.
It's not complete.
I should be able to bump into Carol at the mall, and she's still the same chick that I see online.
Yes, you know what I mean.
So people create this
it
persona of like
depends.
Miss Little Perfect.
Yeah.
Do you feel like some people do that?
I do. I can
You
see
can
it.
see it.
I can't help. I can see it.
Okay.
If something is a bit shifty, I'm like, I don't.
Too scripted.
Too scripted. But then there's some you watch and it's like, yeah. I mean,
That's who they are.
that's
yeah.
who they are. So it's relative. I would say that dudes just create stuff that makes you happy. If you love reading books, create content around books. If you love video games, do that. But there'll always be someone out there who is going to relate to what it is you're putting out. So yeah, and also to avoid that burnout, because if you go into a niche that's not particularly yours, just think like, well, will I be doing the same thing in 5 years? You know, so it could be burnout if you're not doing what you enjoy, and yeah, that, and just be professional. Just be professional. Just show up straight. Have your red cards, media kits ready.
Have paper trail.
Have paper trail always.
Email, because these WhatsApp messages. Stop
Invoices.
talking to agents on WhatsApp.
Email.
Have paper trail.
Yeah.
Copy in people. By the way, we
Yes.
play with that thing, but let me tell you, I recently got
weird.
almost played
Please
if I
don't.
didn't reach out to. There's a brand that I'm not going to disclose. I've worked with them for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And one of the agents was trying to play me. So I had to check him because I was like, what are we doing? We
Right.
slated that. And also this whole payment comes in after 40 days to Sijui, what my name was. We need to
60,
stop that
60
business.
days.
I feel like as a creator, please ask for a deposit, at least 50% or
Yes.
80%. Avoid working for free. People think content creation is easy. How are you going to get to the location? What are you going to wear?
Yes.
Who will do your makeup? The whole
There are
shebang
a lot of logistics behind
that
it.
get into content creation. So I think for me, brands need to stop downplaying creators and know that it is not just a show for put camera on, record and
camera.
bounce.
They're like, you're going to come with your car phone and do the thing. So it's like, yeah, whatever. I told you of what happened to me when I was added to a group
Yeah.
email group chat.
Yeah,
I call it that.
yeah.
And all of us were just thrown.
People's
in there.
contracts are
People's
in there.
contracts. Like I can read Gundi's contract. I didn't like that.
Imagine if you were shady and you could just screenshot and send to a blog.
I
What are we
was
doing?
tempted to screenshot and send to my friend and be like, look at the nonsense.
You're not kawa. Are you serious?
No, for real. Because it was crazy to me. And I was like, wait. Because now there was so much information below me when I was added. I was like, wait, so these guys they're okay with this because it's continuing. And then
Maybe they weren't
honestly,
aware of it
I
happening.
would have maybe like said, maybe let me just accept to do it. But the reason why I said no was because of that
Katogo.
email group chat. Because sometimes you see the small things in which someone moves and you're like,
The detail's always there. Sometimes we're just so
details.
excited because it's a quick bug.
no, for real. It's like if we hang out one day and something happens and you move funny, I was like, I don't know how this guy moved funny the other day. I feel like so it gave me that feeling of like, if they can do this, that means even with the work they will do the same, and I'll be here shouting for my life. I was like, nah. Thank you, but no thanks. Well, Karolyn is.
As in,
Karolyn, we're no longer taking Karolyn. So now with that budget of Karolyn, let's add this and this. You know what I mean? It continued. I was like, oh my God. That was crazy to me. It's like, shit.
they know themselves. I'm
They
sure
know
they'll
themselves.
watch the episode.
But that was not professionalism. That was not.
Well, at least we've laid it all out there.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be heard. Well, Carol, it's been amazing having you on the show.
It's stunning.
Talking about content creation could go on forever,
I
but at least we've made it clear. You've
we have
told
done
your
a bit of
story,
something,
and
yeah.
you're doing amazing.
Thank
I can't wait to see the big things that you have lined up for the year 2026. I'm sure big things are coming. Congrats on the move.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
I hope you get to do like a barbecue and invite us and do some beautiful videos.
Friends,
Looking
you're
forward to that.
coming. You're coming.
Thank you.